Welcome to Wayzata High School. Beautiful evening for baseball on CCX Sports. It's late conference action today. The Hopkins Royals coming in at 5-5 and on a 3-game winning streak against the Wayzata Trojans. 8-4. They have won 4 in a row. Good evening. I'm Jay Wilcox along with Rick Rexroth. And Rick, both of these coaches kind of said the same thing. We've pitched and played defense pretty consistently. It's the hitting that's come and gone, but they both feel like they're kind of headed in the right direction right now.
Well, this is the time of the season to do that. Baseball is so short in Minnesota in high school that they're 2/3 of the way through, and now they're gearing up, getting ready for playoffs, but they're both headed in the right direction. Should be a good ball game.
Jason Michalakis there facing us, and Bobby DeWitt, the Wayzata coach, and with his back to us there. Wayzata, of course, coming off a fantastic year last year. They were undefeated until a 1-run loss to Moundsview in the state semifinals. They ended up with 1 loss for the entire season, and a little short of their goal, but they feel like they could be a contender again. They didn't start out as well as they would hope, but again, playing very well of late. And Hopkins, still a young group. They've got a very talented sophomore class, but have been pretty competitive this year and just got to win over Minnetonka, and that is always a great thing if you're Hopkins or for anybody really.
Right, they won 2-0 last week over Tonka, and then took care of Armstrong, so they got to be feeling pretty good about where they are, and facing a tough Wayzata team with a solid pitcher on the mound, but good late conference baseball.
Yeah, three meetings last year. Wayzata won them all. One of them was a blowout, which unfortunately happened to be the one we televised over at Hopkins. The other one in the regular season was, I believe, 5-1, and then a 2-0 game in the playoffs. So they kind of showed that they had made some strides by the end there as well. So the Royals will get first opportunity with the bats here, and their lineup will include Ethan Sawatsky, the center fielder, leading it off. Then it is Frank Mauser at third base, Wyatt Peterson, the catcher, Dylan Lindstrom, the shortstop, Carl Sheeby, the pitcher. And it's Max Lerner at second base, Van Tellier at first, Jay Mound in left, and Joe Schaefer in right field for the Royals. And defensively for Coach DeWitt, you got Matthew Birkland at third base, Sam Mose at short, James Hansen at second, Nate Nagash at first base, Adam Deselich, who had a game-winning hit the other night against Blaine in a good game over here. Kieran Leatherman in center, Kyle Boutwell in right, Cruz Sturm is behind the plate, and we'll be seeing Noah Filer, who is certainly considered one of the top pitchers and pitching prospects in Minnesota. Boy, a festive night for baseball here. We've got youth night and senior night here. I've never walked up to a game at a regular high school field that had as many people milling around already. It's kind of fun to see that there's a lot of people coming out, see this good game, obviously, but also for those other things that kind of all part of building the program, too.
Absolutely. It's a great school, great school district, taking care of things, doing it the right way. When I pulled in, I thought I might have been a little late. Thought I got the start time wrong, but we got young youth here. They're including them in their program, too, so Wayzata doing it up right tonight.
Yeah, and they've gone to some more evening-type games here, too. It's obviously, I think, helps to get the crowds a little bit bigger for sure. You've got not only parents able to get here easier, but I think you also maybe see some other athletes from other spring sports that might be sticking around to watch a game, whereas, when they're having a practice or a game of their own, there's obviously no way they could be here.
Right, so it's a good opportunity for everybody to take a good look at these two baseball teams. And it is fun for senior night to recognize those kids, and maybe a little more extended family coming out for that, and put the youth out here, and not too far away. The schools are only about 4 or 5 miles away, so you get a good Hopkins crowd for the visitors as well.
And I found that when we get sunny and in the 70s or upper 60s, it's a lot easier to get people to come out than some of those early season games too. And they're no dummies. I mean, it's a lot more fun to be out here tonight than when it was 40 and a little bit of rain or wind.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you look out on the field, the grass looks like it's midsummer form. It looks in great shape. They got the field looking good, and it does feel like summer baseball. And the first week of May, it wouldn't be ridiculous for us to have our gloves and coats on some seasons, but it's a great night for baseball. Pretty good breeze blowing tonight out to the right field pole, but all around great weather.
Still some games to go, but I think it is fair to say we're heading down the home stretch now of the regular season, and now it's where you kind of, sure, you want to keep winning games, but you also kind of want to get things lined up and figured out for who's going to be in your lineup at playoff time, who do you maybe like as pinch hitters, and then obviously the pitching part of it as well. You want to get that lined up as best as possible, too.
Yeah, it's tough in high school because you don't always play regular games. In April, some of those games get postponed. You squish them together. You want to get those all in, but we're finally getting to the arms to the point where they might throw 100 pitches in a night, so that's exciting. But you also want to make sure you got 4, 5, 6 arms when you get ready for that double elimination playoff rounds. You need a lot of pitching, and that can really help you in the playoffs.
Yeah, Coach Mikalakis from Hopkins was talking a little bit about that, where he said we still need to find another couple people, maybe pitching-wise, that that we could at least have as an option when it comes to playoff time. But they've kind of been generally able to stay on a regular night for the actually both coaches said he's our Wednesday guy. Yeah. Filer we see right there, and also Shebe for Hopkins. So Filer, as we said, he'll be headed to Purdue. We're going to take a quick timeout. We will come back with our top of the first inning here at Wayzata High School. Lake Conference Baseball on CCX.
In 1935, Topline Financial Credit Union was founded by workers from our local phone company, by people who dedicated their lives to keeping our community connected. At Topline Financial, that dedication lives on because we believe that dreams are achieved when we connect with each other. So if you're dreaming of buying a new home or car, or planning for your future, or saving for that next vacation, connect with us. We'll help you get there, because connected, we all do better.
And welcome back to Wayzata as we get set for the top half of inning number 1 here. As we said, a great crowd on hand for the Hopkins Wayzata baseball game.
We talked about that wind. I was saying right field, but it's almost straight center field now. That'll help a couple fly balls. Get that center fielder a workout out there today.
Ethan Sawatsky stepping in. He's hitting at .303 for the Royals. 1 double, 1 home run to his credit, and Noah Filer starts him with a strike. Filer, a big right-hander. Certainly one of the guys that teams gear up to face. Like they all know who he is, and you hope your guys want that challenge, not are intimidated by him.
Yeah, it's exciting to play somebody. Whether you're a senior or a sophomore, you got somebody that you know is going to play Division I baseball. That's a challenge to you. Get the bat on the ball, see what you can do with them.
Sawatsky stepping out as Filer was taking a little extra time there and getting the sign. Ooh, breaking ball called, third strike. It was a beauty. Sawatsky down looking to begin the ball game here as Filer getting things started the way he had hoped to, and Frank Mauser will be the batter.
You can see the off-speed pitch curving in there. He threw him 3 fastballs. He was able to foul the third one off and was behind 0-2 and got him off balance. Great pitch.
Mauser hitting at .313, 4 runs batted in, 6 runs scored. Lifts this one up to left field. Playable there and squeezed by Deselich, and quickly 2 gone here in the top of the first, and now Wyatt Peterson will be the batter. Wyatt hitting .226 for the Royals.
Third at bat, the catcher, number 16.
1 double, 3 runs batted in. Starts him with a breaking ball, and it's a beauty. 0-1. Just got a piece of that fastball, and Filer working ahead in the count 0-2 here. It's a very small sample size, but he's looked pretty sharp so far.
Well, and you can tell he's got great control. He's keeping the ball down. He's all around the plate. Just changing speeds well.
And a foul tip held on to, and a quick 1-2-3 inning with 2 strikeouts for Filer. No runs, no hits, and no one left for the Royals in the first. And now Wayzata will get its first opportunity as he got him to chase up there and got a piece of it, but held on to there by Sturm. So Royals go down quickly in their half of the first, and Wayzata will try and get their bats going as they hit in the bottom of the first. Sam Moe's the shortstop leading it off. Nate Nagash at first base, and it's Berkland, the third baseman. Deselich, the left fielder. Elias Leach. DHs today. James Hansen, another guy who played a lot last year. Kieran Leatherman in center field. Kyle Boutwell in right, and Cruz Sturm is the catcher. And the defensive lineman for Hopkins, Mauser at third base, Lindstrom at short, Lerner at second, Tellier at first base, Mound, Sawatsky, and Schaefer in the outfield, Wyatt Peterson, the catcher. And doing the pitching is right-hander Carl Sheeby. You can see he has gotten a lot of decisions so far, 2-2 in 25 and a third innings. And he has a 1.93 ERA, has allowed 20 base hits, has walked 9, fanned 28, and headed to St. Cloud State. So pretty good pitching matchup today. I mean, it always kind of depends on the day, the luck of the draw a little bit, who you're going to get. And we're privileged to see a couple of the better ones today. Yeah,
I don't know if you'd call him the ace or at least one of the two better pitchers for Hopkins. He's got good innings, got good strikeout walk ratio. And just watching his warm-up pitches here, you can see he's got a couple of pitches in there, 2 or 3 he can throw for strikes working on, and good-sized kid. And St. Cloud State's a good place to play baseball, too. Anytime you get an opportunity to play in college, it means they're pretty salty on the high school baseball field.
So Moe is getting set to lead it off here for the Trojans. He's hitting .378 and a .520 on base percentage. Got 3 doubles among his 14 hits, also a triple. That one missing away. Sheeby, one of those guys that works from the stretch even with nobody on. Hit well to center field, but pretty much right at the center fielder there, and not having to move much was Sawatsky as he squeezes it for out number 1. Not a badly hit ball, but
you're right. Sawatsky was right where he was supposed to be. He took about a half step back and realized he was in almost the perfect place. Deepest part of the park, the wind was blowing out, but Sawatsky had him played exactly right.
Nate Nagash hitting .304 for the Trojans. Got 3 doubles to his credit among his hits. Breaking ball hung up just a little bit high there, 2-0. That one is a strike. There's really kind of 2 schools of thought on that, working from the stretch. You know, you stay consistent, you're always in the same rhythm, but I don't know, I always favored windup when it was available to you.
Well, you'd think that coming out of the windup, you're going to get a little more on the ball. You're going to have a little different release point, perhaps, but it is unusual to see a high school kid working like that. In the higher levels, you'll see people that specialize coming out The bullpen will do that, but most starters will start in the windup.
And a walk there. Nagash aboard here with 1 out, and Matthew Birkland will be the hitter now for Wayzata. He's at .381 for the season.
Batting third for the Trojans.
Couple of doubles, couple of triples. 9 runs batted in, 10 runs scored. Sharp breaking ball there is over for a strike. That one's in the dirt and nicely blocked.
Yep, nice stop by Peterson. He's got the ball in front of him, checking the runner before he went to pick up the ball. Nothing going on over there.
I'll tell you another thing that's good about this night is it kind of gets the guys ready, as there's a grounder into right field for a base hit. So the 1 out walk and then the single. I was going to say it gets these guys ready, I think, for a little more playoff-like atmosphere with as much going on, as many fans around. It just feels like there's a little more eyes on them tonight than maybe some of the regular season high school games.
Yeah, you're right. This is going to feel like a little playoff baseball. You mentioned how good both pitchers are, and 2 high-quality teams that play at schools that like to compete against each other as well.
Desalich a swing and a miss. Adam Desalich hitting .304 for the Trojans. 3 doubles, 1 triple to his credit. Game-winning RBI, as I said, against Blaine the other night, and that one is going to be through for a base hit. They're going to wave the lead runner around. Here comes the throw to the plate, not in time. Now a throw down to second, and that won't be in time either. Nagash scores the first run of the game on a single by Desalich, who then moves up to second on the throw to the plate. Birkland over to third.
Well, he's just hit it in the right spot. He's takes the ball on the ground. Just first baseman was playing deep and off the line, just gets under his glove here. So he hit it where they weren't.
Yeah, those last 2 balls were hit in, fairly similar spots. Just snuck it through there.
And that one was almost kind of the perfect. He didn't hit it too hard. It didn't get to the right fielder too fast. He had to charge the ball after it got through the infield and made for an easy run score for Nagash.
Yeah, I had to admit, I thought it was about 50-50 whether they'd send him or not there, but no hesitation from Coach Elias down there on the third base box, and it ended up, he knows his runner speed too, and Nagash got there pretty easily. So Elias Leach will be the hitter, the DH. Runners at second and third and 1 out. 1 run already in for Wayzata. Chance for a big inning here. There's a strike. Leach hitting at 174, but you got him in the number 5 spot. That tells you they believe he's a hitter. Breaking ball there. Oh, no swing. I thought that was a pretty good pitch. Sheeby.
He made a pretty good offer at it. I'm always interested when there's only 2 umpires when they check the base umpire to see if he swung, because he's got almost the same angle as the home plate guy.
That one missing up high. And to be honest, that previous one too, even if it wasn't a swing, I thought it was pretty close to being a strike as it is. But we're seeing, I think, the respect for these pitchers, which is not always such a good thing, because they're making them throw it. I mean, it's not a huge zone. Pop back foul and out of play here by Leach, so now 2-2. Oof, breaking ball there, and foul tip held on to, so Leach down on strikes. That was a nasty one from Sheeby as he gets a key second out, and James Hansen will be the hitter.
Yeah, even up count, he was looking for a fastball. He gets his left foot down early, and he's got to come back late with the bat.
Hansen hitting .279 this year, 4 doubles. And he drills this one up the middle for a base hit. It should score a pair. and will. 3-0 Wayzata as Hansen jumps on the first pitch and rips it past the shortstop Lindstrom to bring Birkeland and Deselich in. It's 3-0.
Well, that's probably the hardest ground ball we've had this inning. He just ripped it right up the middle, right back up the middle there. No chance for the shortstop. Swatsky real no play, otherwise to bring it back in. 2 runs scoring from second and third easily.
Kieran Leatherman, the hitter now for Wayzata. Sharp breaking ball is over for a strike. Leatherman batting at 190 this year. Oh, and this one gets away, and it's going to allow the runner to move up. Hansen, as it's a wild pitch. Hansen did his best to smother it, but it didn't come up at all for him, and kind of just caromed off his glove.
I don't know if it skipped off the plate or just some soft dirt back there, but you're right, it didn't bounce up. It snuck under his glove. Well, it might have hit the plate. Looked like it bounced a little to the left.
Breaking ball for a strike there. 1-2 to Leatherman. So Sheeby not having the kind of first inning that he was hoping for. I mean, you can make the case that he's not pitched too bad. I mean, a couple of those were grounders. Now, granted, they were hit hard, but that last one, though, was a hardliner. Whoa, high and tight with that one, and it's 2-2.
Well, we talked about getting people lined up to pitch on certain days. He's well into the counts on all these batters. He's pushing himself into 20 pitches in the first inning. That's something you got to keep an eye on, too. And when is he going to come back next, and how many pitches he's going to give up?
Dismissed with that one, 3-2. Boy, you come high and tight and then paint near the outside corner there. That's tough on a hitter. Leatherman, I don't care what age you are, when you got somebody throwing up and in like that, your life flashes in front of you briefly.
You got something to think about.
Popped foul, and this will get out of play.
Oh, it came back in, and first baseman made the play.
Oh, he did get it. I'm sorry. I gave up on that one too soon. The wind blowing that one back. And the Trojans a good first inning, but they get a foul out there. 3 runs in the inning on 3 base hits. No errors and 1 left aboard. So after an inning complete, Wayzata 3 and Hopkins nothing.
At Topline Financial Credit Union, we love getting to be part of our members' big moments. Whether it's making home improvements, going to school, building a business, or even getting married. An interest-only home equity line of credit with payments as low as $50 per month can help you get there. It's just one of the ways we're helping our members on their financial journeys. Become a Topline member and let us be a part of yours, because connected, we all do better.
Youth Day today here at Wayzata, and they are seeing a good start for the home team, the Trojans, as they lead at 3-0 after 1. Dylan Lindstrom, the shortstop, leading it off here for Hopkins in the top of the second against Noah Filer, and that one is over for a strike. Lindstrom hitting .308 for the Royals. 1 home run, 5 runs batted in. Lifts this one to right field, and right fielder calling off second baseman there as Boutwell comes in. That's obviously an easier play for the outfielder coming in on that ball if he can get it, and they handle that just the way you should. You go for it until you hear your teammate call you off.
Yep, they made a nice play there. It was an off-speed pitch. You got out in front of it off the end of the bat.
Sheeby, the batter, he's hitting .333. Hasn't had nearly as many at-bats as some of the guys. Obviously, he's at 4 for 12.
I still think that's a good opportunity for a pitcher to be part of the game. He gave up a couple runs, but now he's got a chance to hold a bat in his hand and whack back at it a little bit.
Just outside with that one. Yeah, and if somebody's a good enough hitter that they belong in your lineup, I think it's no reason not to use them. I know some people do like to really specialize and keep their pitcher rested. It depends on how much depth you have on your team and everything too. Whip and a miss there, and it's 2-2. Boy, you got that pitch tailing in and low. I mean, that was been a tough one to do much with anyway.
It's really nice to move the ball in and out when you come inside on a righty. He's looking for the outside part of the plate.
Fastball, tapper to second. Hansen charging it, and will make the play for out number 2. And now Max Lerner will bat for Hopkins. He is at 280 so far for the season, and a team high 9 runs scored.
Max Lerner.
Also has swiped 8 bases if that opportunity presents itself. Although trailing early 3-0 might put a damper on that a little bit. That one missing inside and got right through, but no harm done with nobody on base. Tapper to the left side, charged, and the throw is dug out. Wow, nice job to stick with that one by Nagash. And they'll get Lerner. No runs, no hits, and no one left for Hopkins in the second. We go to the bottom of 2. Wayzata leading at 3-0.
In 1935, Topline Financial Credit Union was founded by workers from our local phone company, by people who dedicated their lives to keeping our community connected. At Topline Financial, that dedication lives on because we believe that dreams are achieved when we connect with each other. So if you're dreaming of buying a new home or car, or planning for your future, or saving for that next vacation, connect with us. We'll help you get there, because connected, we all do better.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Welcome back. We go to the bottom of the second. Kyle Boutwell stepping in to lead it off for Wayzata, and he drills it. That one will be to the gap in left center. He's going to try for 2. Here comes the throw, and not in time. It's a double for Boutwell. Boy, they have come looking pretty locked in at the plate in the early going here, Rick, against a pretty good Hopkins pitcher.
Well, he rips that ball right over the shortstop. He hit it really well. And one of those fun things to watch about really good baseball players, you can see him, and he came out of that box fast. He was thinking, am I going to have a shot? And he never stopped going around first and drew a throw, but really not close. So good for him being aggressive on the base pass.
Cruz Sturm will be the batter now for Wayzata. Yeah, I don't know if a lot of, I think probably a lot of hitters would have stopped at first. It wasn't really that far away from either fielder there, but he just kept running and got a good break out of the box. I always think that when you're only going to get, that one gets away. Peterson thought about throwing, but Boutwell will be to third. When you're only going to get up 3 or 4 times a game, it isn't that hard to really hustle, right? I mean, whether it be to running the ball out to first or on a play like that. I know sometimes you're frustrated or disappointed on what happened with where you didn't hit the ball like you wanted to, but gosh, run hard.
Well, and that hustle play makes your coaches love you and makes your teammates love you too.
Sturm lifting one to deep left field. This one going back, and it is gone. A home run. The number 9 hitter with a 2-run blast for the Trojans. We said that wind's blowing out, and left fielder just kept going back and back. I thought maybe sac fly when it was first hit. Instead, it turns into a home run.
Well, obviously hit the ball well, but it did have a pretty good fly ball arc on it, but it just kept carrying out there, and it is something when your number 9 hitter jacks the ball over the left field wall.
It is his 3rd home run, so not a shock even for that 9 hitter. So Sam Moe's the batter. Looks at that one up high for a ball.
Nice swing. You can see him going back. He's checking for the wall and just runs out of grass.
Sheeby has that one get away, maybe overthrowing a little bit, and I don't feel like he's throwing the ball badly here, but Wayzata just seems locked in.
Well, he's got to be frustrated out there. He's coming in, starting a game against another good pitcher going to college, and looks like he's trying to overthrow a little bit there. Yeah, going to take a little conversation, get him calmed down. That's a good move by Peterson.
And I don't think we're there yet, but you might start to think about, going to the bullpen a little bit earlier than normal if you feel like this game is going to get away from you anyway, and save some innings and some pitching for Sheeby.
Yeah, well, there you can see there is some work down in the Hopkins bullpen. They've got somebody up and out there, so I think the Royals are thinking right along that line that you were just talking about.
That one is a strike. Mo is drilling it to center field. That's about where he hit it last time, too, as he sends it right at Sawatsky for the first out of the inning. Pretty decently hit ball again, but Royals have had him played well.
Yep, you're about right. I bet they're about 10 feet from each other, those two balls. And Sawatsky again played straight up.
Nagash, who drew a walk that started that first inning rally for the Trojans and came around to score the first of their 3 runs. To short, nice big hop there for Lindstrom, and he will throw him out for out number 2.
Nice play by Lindstrom. We've talked about him before the ball game started. He's a 3rd-year varsity player, and he's a sophomore. So that says a lot for that young man. Getting a chance to play as an 8th grader, 9th grader. He was all-conference last year. And gives a coach a good feeling to have a shortstop that's got veteran experience and still a couple more years with you.
Matthew Birkland, the hitter. He had a single in the first and came around to score. A chance to talk to Dylan Lindstrom's dad, Dave, who was one of the assistants for the Royals and was one of the good players early in my tenure doing this back in the early 90s at Park Center. Fouled at the plate here by Birkland. Breaking ball, and he laid off that one outside the zone. Good pitch in that spot, but good plate discipline as well. One thing Bobby DeWitt mentioned, that we're just having better at bats than we were early in the season, kind of as a group. That one fouled straight back.
Well, we mentioned the Wayzata's really moving themselves forward in the right spot. They were 500 a couple weeks ago and have rattled off the last 4 wins. Had a 1-run game their last game, but they scored runs in bunches of 3 other games. So bats have come alive the last couple weeks.
Rip and a miss as Sheeby strikes Birkland out, but another good inning for the Trojans. 2 runs on 2 base hits. The 2-run homer by Sturm, putting them ahead 5-0 after 2 complete here at Wayzata.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
At Topline Financial Credit Union, we love getting to be part of our members' big moments. Whether it's making home improvements, going to school, building a business, or even getting married, an interest-only home equity line of credit with payments as low as $50 per month can help you get there. It's just one of the ways we're helping our members on their financial journeys. Become a Topline member and let us be a part of yours, because connected, we all do better.
Pretty much all Wayzata so far. 3 runs in the first and then 2 in the second on a 2-run homer by that guy, the catcher, Cruz Sturm. And Wayzata in command at 5-0 as we head to inning number 3, and it's been 6 up, 6 down for Filer. So the bottom third of the order coming up, 7, 8, 9 hitters for Hopkins. That starts with Van Tellier. He is hitting at .238. Couple of runs batted in. He's walked 5 times. And that one missing in, 1-0. Foul tip there, and it's 1-1. Boy, Filer again looking sharp. I mean, he's changing speeds, but he's hitting his spots too. That's the thing, and you got the combination of a couple of pretty devastating pitches, and you're able to put him where you want him, like that.
Just like that. And he works fairly fast too. He seems to get a sign. He shakes a cough a couple every once in a while, but your infielders like that. Catcher likes that. Everybody feels good about it.
Knocked down to short. Mo's the throw across, another low one, and another pick by Nate Nagash at first. He's helped his buddy Mose out twice. The one to end the last inning and to start this inning, and throws a little bit low. And I tell you what, that's not an easy thing to do. Sometimes guys really make it look easy, but that can be a difficult skill to master.
Yeah, it looks like an easy 6-3 put out in the book when you see it tomorrow, but you can see those short hops. That was a little more than a short hop. Those were some of the hardest things to do. A nice pick over there at first.
Great breaking ball to Jay Mound here as he takes a strike. Mound hitting at .214, 1 double, a couple of runs batted in. Rip and a miss. And Nagash, kind of the opposite of what you normally expect to see size-wise from a first baseman. He looks more like a second baseman, kind of smaller build over there, but he's got good hands. We see that. Cut and a miss. Filer takes care of Mound on 3 pitches for out number 2. And Joe Schaefer will be the batter now for Hopkins, sitting at 188. 7 walks, though, so his on base is up there at 458, a very respectable figure. And chase that breaking ball. Boy, if Filer is able to get guys swinging at that, he's going to be very tough to do much against.
Yeah, I think that might be the first one in the dirt he's had, but that curveball's working well.
Came back fastball, but missing outside. Breaking ball there, and a cut and a miss, 1-2. Fastball just outside there. Put that one exactly where he wanted to, and he wanted to either get him swinging or see if he could get
absolutely.
that call.
That's good discipline when you're behind in the count to let a ball like that go by.
And comes back, curveball, and gets the strikeout. Another 1-2-3 inning for Filer. We go to the bottom of the third. Wayzata leading Hopkins 5-0 here on CCX.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Welcome back here, Wayzata. Noah Filer in command so far, leading it by a score of 5-0. And we do have a new pitcher coming in for Hopkins as Parker Runquist will be handed the ball for the third inning. The left-hander worked 3 2/3 innings, 0-0 record, 3.82 ERA. He's allowed 3 hits, walked 1, fanned 4. So I think it's a combination. I mean, yeah, they were definitely hitting Sheeby and scoring, but also I think let's save some of those pitches and innings for a later day. Maybe when in a different game, I think is coming into play there too.
Yep, you can bring him back in 3 or 4 days instead of maybe 1 or 2 games from now, rather than have him go deep into the game.
Adam Deselich hitting now. He had an RBI single in the first. Looks at a strike.
Watching Runquist warm up, he's got a little bit of movement on there. He throws pretty hard for a lefty. Sometimes you get those sneaky lefties that come in with the ball movement, but he throws the ball hard too.
And he hit hard down to second, but good range shown there and good hands shown there as well on the pickup by Lerner, and he'll get Deselich 4-3. And Elias Leach will be the hitter for Wayzata.
The designated hitter, number 10, Elias Leach.
That one hangs up high for a ball. Leach was a strikeout victim his first time through against the starter Sheeby. Fouling that one. Umpire checking with Peterson, as those are the two people that know what that feels like.
Exactly. It's a good relationship with a home plate umpire and a catcher, showing respect for each other. And like you said, if you take one in the wrong spot where there's no padding, those can sting pretty hard.
Called strike there. It's 1-2 now to Leach. Runquist's job now is just to kind of try and keep it where it's at if he can and give his team an opportunity. It's, in the early going looking like scoring much against Filer is going to be tough, but you just never know. And if you can, string together a couple of scoreless innings of your own, you at least give your team an opportunity. Back up the middle. Lerner trying to get to it. He does, but he's not going to have a play. And Leach will be aboard. What do you think, E or hit?
Well, that's a tough one. The ball was a slow roller. He was going to try and backhand the ball. I I don't know. I'm a purist in the sense you get the glove on the ball, you should make the play, but I don't know if he could get him at first, even if he picks it clean.
Looks like they have put it as an E on the board, so I guess I'll go with that here. But yeah, you're right. It was anything but routine. Hansen is the batter for Wayzata, and that one is over the inside corner for a strike. So now some of these left-hand hitters for Wayzata seeing a little bit different thing here. Sheeby's very good, but as a right-hander, I think it's a little more comfortable for a left-hand batter. Runner is going, and it's drilled out to center. That'll be in for a hit. Round to third is Leach. And a hit and run as Jimmy Hansen delivering his second base hit, now 2 for 2. Runners at the corners and 1 out for Wayzata as Kieran Leatherman will be the batter.
Well, Coach DeWitt's not okay with sitting on that 5-run lead. He's being aggressive, a nice little hit and run. Takes a look, sees the ball down, turns the corner, heads to third. Good aggressive plays by Wayzata.
Yeah, if he's not running with that, there's no chance he gets to third on that. And even as it was, I thought they might have a play on him there, as the ball got out to center quite quickly. Leatherman fouled out to the first baseman in the first inning, but he's got a great chance here to see if Wayzata gets some activity going on the bases with guys on the corners. Cut and a miss, a delayed steal there. Now he's going to get in a rundown. Hansen trying to get his teammate in. And now they'll come home with the throw out at the plate. Well done eventually there by Hopkins as they get Leach.
Well, that's just part of the chess game, and especially in high school baseball. He was trying to get picked off. He did not make the effort to get to second. You'll see him slow down and stop. He's trying to get that runner in, and Hopkins doing a good job communication, peeling off, getting out of the way. Good communication, nice pivot and throw, and good tag there. So nice execution by Hopkins, and again, Wayzata staying aggressive.
2, 4, 3, 6 on the putout of Leach, and an added benefit is they even kept Hansen at first base on the play. So Hopkins comes out of that better than what you might have thought. Here's the pickoff throw, and that one is wide and gets away. So now Hansen will make second anyway. Throwing error on the pitcher.
Well, I was surprised. I didn't see where he ended up, but I was surprised he's still on first. Shortstop was making the throw home. You'd think he would have made it to second, but he ends up there anyway.
In some ways, I'm surprised that unless he just thought he was not going to make it to second there, it didn't feel like the situation to do that, really, to me, where that one run at third isn't that important. I would have thought that they would have wanted to just kind of keep the train rolling and just take second if he could.
Well, the kind of jump that he got off first base and he pulled up at second base, I'm pretty willing to bet that was an attempted play by Wayzata to get a mix-up out there in the infield and get that runner in.
Yeah, you forced the defense to make the play, and to Hopkins' credit, they did.
Well, you mentioned the putout. You got to catch, throw, tag, and that's hard to do.
And it's always a decision, too. When you're about to get that runner between first and second, you're thinking, I'm just about to tag him here, but now I got to turn my head and throw home. There's a strike here to Leatherman. Lofting this one out to deep right center. And it will be down for a hit. Run scores. Leatherman heading to third, and he will be in. 6-0 Trojans.
Well, again, I can't tell from that right fielder if that wind had that big effect. It looked like a routine fly ball to right field, and the right fielder kept moving. Eventually, I think the ball just gets down between him and the center fielder. Late break on there, and again, the aggressive base running. Leatherman made no mistake that he was out of the box, and he stood up at third with a triple.
Boutwell, a double his first time up. They put that one on the board as an error, but I'm going to have to go triple. I agree with you, Rick. And I stand corrected. Looks like I took that off the board as an error. Yeah, it's one of those plays where you, as an outfielder, you probably say, gosh, I maybe could have and should have made that, but that's a tough one. It's running a long way and fighting the wind. And Peterson having to make another block there. Yeah, and I agree with you about Leatherman, too, running hard right away, and he's got some wheels. I mean, I wasn't necessarily thinking that was going to be a triple even when it landed, but...
Yep, I'm with you, too, with thinking a nice two-base hit, but he's being aggressive. Again, that hustle pays off in small places all over the ball diamond.
And there's the kind, too, though, with 2 outs, you better make it if you go to third. You're going to hear about it if you make that third out over there trying to stretch it. But it was not a close play, as it turned out. Sturm hoping for an opportunity again after homering in his first at-bat. I think there's just a little bit of miscommunication or mix-up with signs here because that's what was taking so long that led the hitter to step out, and so Rundqvist and Peterson are having a little discussion.
Yep, well, and if he hasn't been on the mound too many times, it's hard. It's hard because you're given signs, and some teams will mix it up when there's runners on base. So he's had to think about when there's somebody that can see him, he's mixing them up. So good job by Peterson to get him on the same page.
Boutwell fouling this one away. Missed down and away with that one, so the count running full now to the Trojans right fielder. Boutwell, runner at third, 2 outs, 1 run in the inning, and Wayzata's up 6-0. And there's ball 4, and it gets away, and that will allow Leatherman to score. Wild pitch. And Boutwell aboard at first with the walk. And Sturm, here's what he did last time around. I thought, right when this one was hit, I thought, well, maybe sac fly, but it just kept carrying, and the wind helped it out a little bit, and out it goes. And you know, before this big crowd, that's a great thrill to be able to drive one out, a 2-run blast.
Yep, big crowd, senior night, lots of parents and friends and fans here, and it's kind of fun to see a catcher. They work so hard behind the plate, and he gets a little offensive love there with his home run.
Looks at a first pitch strike here from Rundqvist. And then fouls this one back. Runner is going, and that'll be strike 3. So Sturm down on strikes, but Wayzata puts together some more offense in the third as they get 2 runs on a couple of base hits, a couple errors by the Royals. After 3 innings, it's 7-0 Wayzata.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Great start so far for Noah Filer as he has set down 9 in a row to begin the game here. 7-0 Wayzata lead as we get set for the top of the fourth, the top of the order coming up for Hopkins. As they try and chip away, battle back a little bit, but to be honest, they haven't really put too many balls in play with authority so far. Filer has struck out 4 of the 9 hitters he's faced.
Well, he comes into the game as one of the premier Lake Conference pitchers, and they put up 3 for him in the first, 2 in the second, and 2 more in the third. His confidence has got to be building through the game.
And he starts Sawatsky with a breaking ball for a strike. Ethan struck out his first time up. Left that breaking ball a little bit short of the plate, so 1-1. You like the way Filer's still doing his work the same way, even not really backing down or changing the way he's working just because of the score. That will be a fair ball. Long throw across, and another pick at first by Nagash. As Sawatsky is out 5-3. The throw from Birkeland was low, but boy, they're going to have to give their first baseman a pat on the back. That's 3 that he has been able to dig out in 3 chances from the left side of the infield.
No, this did stay fair, like you said. Hit right on the chalk, it looked like. But again, another short hop. A little dusty out there, but he snatched it right up again. 3 picks this game for him.
Mauser calling time as Filer was taking a little bit of extra time. Mauser flied out to left field his first time up. And now 2-0. Not even very many hitters has he fallen behind so far.
Well, and he was so good at the location the first couple innings. A little erratic here.
That one at the knees for a strike. Fastball popping it up, and that one will get out of play. Two balls and 2 strikes here to Mauser, the number 2 hitter in the lineup for Hopkins, batting with 1 out in the top of the fourth. And there's going to be the first hit of the game for Hopkins as he went curveball and Mauser stayed with it and drives it past short and into center field for a single. So Filer's perfect game and no-hitter go away there as Mauser delivers a 1-out single and Wyatt Peterson will bat.
This is a quality at bat for Mauser. He took that off-speed pitch and drove it into center field. It was good at bat. He took a lot of pitches, stayed away from the ones on the edges of the zone. Able to find a pitch he likes and drive it for a single.
Yeah, he adjusted well to that curveball there too and stayed right with it. You could see it kind of, made him flinch a little bit, but he stuck with it at the bat through the zone nicely there. Outside with that one. Peterson was a strikeout victim his first time through. So the Royals, any rally starts with one hit, and that's what they were hoping as Mauser delivered there. Tapper down towards second, and Hansen will make the play to get the out at first as Mauser moves up a base on the play. Smart play the way he played that one too, so that the runner wasn't going to bother him. Yeah, it would be interference if you made a collision, but I think you'd rather not risk that and just take the ball and get the out.
Yeah, he took the time, moved himself over, waited for the ball to come to him, and made a nice throw.
Dylan Lindstrom, the batter. He flied to right field his first time up, tapping this one foul. Time called again, and with runner on base for the first time, we are seeing Filer definitely work a little bit slower, which is
right. Well, he's working from the stretch, and as I said before, sometimes teams will do the same thing, but sometimes the catcher and pitcher will have different communication with the runner on second, so he can't pick up the signs.
Fastball over for a strike. I always kind of wonder that even if the runner out there is able to pick up the sign, how much is he going to, can he relay that in time to help the hitter, and would it really help him that much anyway?
Well, and some coaches work on that a lot, and they'll talk about it and talk about it and talk about it. They'll have, you don't want to be obvious with it because that gets everybody in a different state of mind, but sometimes if they can do it, they'll have their hands open or fist closed or different things. And again, a short baseball season. They play together all summer long, too, so kids might know each other either way, but I don't know if you want to spend too much time coaching that.
1-2 coming from Filer. Back up the middle. It's off Filer's glove, and the throw to first is going to be wide, and a run will score. Not a very good decision, I don't think, to throw that one. It was going to be most likely too late anyway. So Lindstrom, that'll be a base hit. And then an error on the throw allows that run to score. I know you really want to get the out, but I don't think they were going to get it by that point anyway after it deflected. Yeah, he was going to be safe anyhow and just threw it wide. So batting for Hopkins here will be Liam Daly.
A little life for the Royals here. Get a chance to get one back.
Daly batting in the pitcher's spot that was first occupied by Sheeby, and he will call time here. Daly 2 for 16 as a hitter so far this year. Does have a couple of runs scored, has walked 3 times. Don't know if that means he might come into pitch or not necessarily. And he knocks this one into right field. That'll be a base hit and will score another run. So the Royals, after going 9 up, 9 down the first 3 innings, have some action on the bases in the 4th with 3 hits. And now 2 runs have scored.
Well, Liam did his job. He came in off the bench, pinch hit. Runner on second, scoring position, push the ball to the right side.
Kind of like a little bit like we saw in that first inning for Wayzata, just well-placed ball. I mean, it's a grounder, but put it in a very good spot. There's a strike taken by Max Lerner. He bounced to short his first time up. So the Royals not going quietly here after falling behind 7-0. Coming up with a pretty good fourth so far and not done yet. That one way outside. Nice block by Sturm. A little up high with that one. Some groans from the Wayzata fans.
Yeah, it was a nice pitch, and Max is standing tall in there, but high for Max.
And that one is knocked up the middle and will be another base hit. All of a sudden the Royals are locking in a little bit more in their second at-bats against Filer. So they've had 4 hits in the last 5 batters for the Royals, including that infield comebacker that went off the glove. So going to have another pinch hitter coming up here for Hopkins is Jake Freestad will bat. Batting in the 7th spot that was occupied by Tellier. Runners at first and second with 2 outs. 2 runs already in for the Royals. Again, they're still down 5, but they're chipping away. Fastball fouled back.
Well, at the beginning of this inning, you could see that his location was a little not on as focused as he was in the first couple innings. So I don't know if it's the feeling of having a 7-run lead or maybe a little fatigue, but he was so locked in those first 2 or 3 innings and having a little more trouble locating the pitches where he wants them this inning.
There's a strike, 0-2. And sometimes working out of the stretch, you know, when you haven't had to do it the first few innings, it can throw somebody off just a little bit. I mean, obviously he's pitched a lot of baseball and a lot of time out of the stretch, but you see it enough times that it is a real thing.
Freestad taking a step or 2 out. Do a little cat and mouse perhaps.
Yeah, as Filer has slowed down this inning, they have stepped out quite a few times, which usually doesn't thrill a pitcher, but that's part of it. Ooh, and late time called there.
Wayzata using the shortstop to hold the batter on. Puts a big hole on the left side there.
And driven to right field, but playable and caught. But it's a good inning for Hopkins in the 4th after they've gone down quickly and quietly. They do get 2 runs in the inning on 4 base hits. There was 1 error and a couple left on. We go to the bottom of 4. It's now 7-2 Trojans.
In 1935, Topline Financial Credit Union was founded by workers from our local phone company, by people who dedicated their lives to keeping our community connected. At Topline Financial, that dedication lives on because we believe that dreams are achieved when we connect with each other. So if you're dreaming of buying a new home or car, or planning for your future, or saving for that next vacation, connect with us. We'll help you get there, because connected, we all do better.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku.
Things have tightened up just a bit as Hopkins put 2 on the board on the top of the 4th. We go to the bottom of 4 and a 7-2 Wayzata lead, and our third pitcher of the game will come in for Hopkins as Reed Ortley, another left-hander coming on, is 0-1 in 6 2/3 innings with a 4.20 ERA. Allowed 6 hits, a couple walks, 7 strikeouts. Top of the order here for Wayzata, Sam Mose stepping in. After what seemed like they were going to breeze through this one, seeing Hopkins do some things in the top of the inning and see if that kind of reignites Wayzata.
Well, obviously you're playing a top contender in your conference, but we mentioned earlier they're coming off 3 straight wins, so Hopkins is pushing the right. They got some energy going the right direction.
That one is up high. Mose has flied to center both of his first 2 at-bats and hit the ball in nearly identical spots right at the center fielder. There's a strike. Sliced to left field, and that'll be a hit, and probably 2. Mose digging into second, and he will be in with a stand-up double to begin the 4th. We haven't really seen too many people go opposite field, at least to that extent, and drove it down the left field line.
They took the outside pitch and went with it. You can see it's well in fair territory. Leadoff hitter, good speed, easily stand-up double.
Nate Nagash will be the batter here for Wayzata. He walked and scored in the first, but I think his biggest value tonight has been digging balls out of the dirt at first base. He's had 3 nice scoops on throws from third or short. Curveball is over for a strike. And strike 2. Time called here, and I think that's a little bit of payback maybe for the Royals making Filer wait a few times.
Well, and Ortley's looking over his shoulder at the runner on second, but Hopkins is playing defense here. They're not trying to keep him too close to the base. They're playing defense for the long game.
Here's a liner, and it's a good thing they did. Now they'll throw to second. It gets away, and it's going to be a chance to advance. So Nagash lines out to Lerner, the second baseman, but the throw trying to double Mose off is errant. It'll be an E4. to get him over to third. Don't know that they would have gotten him anyway. It might have been pretty close, but
well, you'll see him get a secondary lead here, and he's got to hustle back, but you got to make those throws. You can see him put his hands up in frustration.
Birkeland is the hitter now for Wayzata, and you're throwing to a moving target too, Lindstrom. And the bad news for Hopkins is that I don't know that I wouldn't say they did a bad job backing up necessarily. It was just that the angle of the throw made it where the third baseman had to be the guy to go get it. Well, then there's nobody covering, and everybody's running around. And at that point, good alert play by Mose to get over there to third. And this one is drilled out to left center field, and that'll be down for a hit. Birkeland will have a double to score another run as Mose comes in for the Trojans. Birkeland really drove that ball, hit it hard.
It got to the gap pretty quick. Swatsky looked up to see if he was going to be able to make a play, and he knew where it was going. He read it well, turned his shoulder and ran to go get that ball because it was all the way to the fence awfully quickly in the gap.
Desalich will be the hitter, and yeah, the home run was the longest hit ball tonight, but that one might have had more on it than any we've seen. He really smoked that one. Desalich didn't mean to swing there. Check swing, foul ball. He had a run-scoring single in the first inning and then grounded to the second baseman Lerner his second time through. And this one lifted out to center field. Sawatsky over and will make the catch. Birkeland heading back to second. So two gone, and Leach will be the batter for Wayzata. Got underneath that one a little bit. Pretty routine play.
Now batting for the Trojans, the designated hitter, number 10, Elias Leach.
Leach reached on an error, and then he ultimately was thrown out trying to score when Hansen got caught in a rundown between first and second, and Leach was on third and pretty much was obligated to head home at that point, and Hopkins, to their credit, didn't panic and made the play. There's a strike. Kind of some late movement on those pitches from Ortley. You see even the catcher's kind of struggling to stick with that ball. Good eye there as Leach takes that one low, 1-1.
Well, anytime you have a left-hander that can throw the ball, throw for strikes, it's pretty hard thing for a lefty to sometimes to throw the ball straight even if he tried. So that's why you love having those lefties. Can move that ball, especially in against those right-handed hitters.
Low again, 2-1. And now 3 balls and a strike. Wayzata has scored at least once in every inning so far. 3 in the first, a couple in the second, couple in the third, and now 1 so far in the fourth. That curveball is over for a strike, and now the count will run full here to Leach. And there's ball 4 as he's able to work out a walk.
Well, Leach worked hard at that at bat. He didn't swing the bat a lot, but he took 6 or 7 pitches through the at bat and had a good batter's eye and earned that walk.
Hansen will hit now. He has had a good night, 2 for 2. Breaking ball lifted out to left field. This one will be playable and caught, and so the Trojans are done in the 4th. They do get 1 run in the inning, couple of base hits, 1 error, and a couple left on. We've completed 4 now. Wayzata 8 and Hopkins 2.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku.
We head to inning number 5 here on CCX Sports League Conference Baseball for you tonight, and Wayzata leading Hopkins 8-2. The Royals went down in order in the first 3 innings, but then had 4 base hits in the 4th, scored a couple. Wayzata, though, has scored in each inning and still pretty much in command at 8-2. Jay Mound will lead it off. The 8, 9, and 1 spots coming up for the Royals. Noah Filer still on the hill for Hopkins. Or for Wayzata, excuse me. He looked pretty invincible in the first 3, not as much last inning. Pounded, but right at the third baseman. Another relatively low throw, although not in the dirt this time. And 1 gone as Birkland making the play there.
Picked it up right off the grass there. We mentioned the low throws. He's got a good workout over there. I guess just having a good game in the field, helping out the Trojans.
Schaefer struck out his first time up, and he swings and misses here. One pitch is a fastball over for a strike. Then the hitter will take time as their Filer, I think, was having a little trouble picking up that sign, or took a bit. High fastball, 2-2. And a rip and a miss on a breaking ball, and it gets Schaefer for the second time tonight. Strikeout number 5 for Filer, and now the top of the order is Sawatsky will come up here for Hopkins.
Ballet for the Royals, number 11, Ethan Sawatsky.
Really set him up, coming fastball and then back with that curveball.
Yep, feeling like he's found himself again this inning.
That one missed. Sawatsky is 0 for 2, a strikeout, and then last time a bouncer to third.
Ooh.
Beautiful breaking ball there. I'm not sure where that one missed.
Yeah, that was a nice pitch. If you're going to miss, didn't miss by much. But you also got Swatsky thinking about what's coming next.
Fastball late on that one, drives it foul and out of play. I know it's definitely easier said than done, but when you're either pitcher or hitter, you gotta have short memory on that. You know, you not every single pitch is going to be called what you think it should be, but Filer didn't seem to let it bother him at all. Ooh, that one high and tight. 3-1.
Yeah, you see so many people slamming their glove down or moving around when they don't get good calls, but you're right. Short memory's good. Get the ball back, get him with the next pitch.
3-1. It's a little soft bouncer. Hansen up with it, and a short flip, and the Royals go out quickly and quietly in the fifth. No runs, no hits, and the one left. We go to the bottom of 5. 8-2 Wayzata here on CCX.
At Topline Financial Credit Union, we love getting to be part of our members' big moments. Whether it's making home improvements, going to school, building a business, or even getting married. An interest-only home equity line of credit with payments as low as $50 per month can help you get there. It's just one of the ways we're helping our members on their financial journeys. Become a Topline member and let us be a part of yours, because connected, we all do better.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Welcome back as we go to the bottom of the fifth. It is 8-2. A great crowd on hand here. Senior night and youth night as well at Wayzata, and they're seeing the home team playing well early and still in the lead. And here's another new pitcher for Hopkins as Van Tellier will come in, and he is 0-1 in 10 2/3 innings with a 1.31 ERA. He's allowed 5 hits, 7 walks, and 9 strikeouts. So he re-enters the game. They got Daly now playing at first base. Tellier was in the lineup to start the game. Fouled out of play there. He was the first baseman when the game began. So re-entering, again, something a little, see in high school ball you wouldn't see in other levels.
Yep, taking advantage of that re-entry rule.
There's a strike. Leatherman coming through with a triple in the third. Part of a 2-run inning. He scored the second run, drove in the first. Able to lay off that one. Wouldn't chase that curveball. He had thought about it, but held up. 2-2. Back fastball there, and slices it foul down the right field side. Breaking ball, tap foul here, so long at bat to begin the fifth as Leatherman doing battle there with Tellier.
It's a good battle, both the pitchers staying aggressive and hitters protecting that plate. See who comes out on top between this battle at the plate.
Back fastball and driven to deep left field. That one is going to be gone. Home run for Leatherman. He wins the battle in a big way. Second homer of the night for the Trojans.
Well, it's a great at bat for Leatherman. He laid off those pitches that were in the bottom of the strike zone. Fouled off some off-speed pitches. Waited for the one he wanted and took it over the left field wall.
Now batting for the Trojans, the right fielder, number 2, Kyle Boutwell.
Got that one up, and this time I was a little more sure it probably was going to go, and it did. So Boutwell is the hitter. He's been productive tonight in the 8th spot as he had a double second and then walked last time around. That one nips the inside corner for a strike, 1-1. And way up high and away with that one is Tellier.
You can see there where the movement around with Dolly at first now, where Tellier started the ball game.
3 balls and a strike here to Boutwell. There's strike 2. See the sun getting pretty low in the sky right now, and just for maybe another half inning or so, there's some spots on the field where you might be blinded by the light a bit. Tapper here, and it'll be foul.
Yeah, as you were talking, they turned on the lights, so they're getting ready for the sun to go down. It's always kind of a cool feeling to have a high school ball game under the lights in May. Not very many high schools have the lights at their high school field. Some of the feature fields for the communities do, but more and more bigger high schools will take that effort.
Three-two pitch, fouled away.
Some more work in the Hopkins bullpen.
Ooh, sharp breaking ball, but Boutwell laid off it, and it is ball 4. That's some pretty good plate discipline there. That one looked like it was going to be a strike, but Sturm will step up here. Runner on first, nobody out. Sturm has had the biggest drive of the game with that 2-run homer in the second. Boy, they've not only strung together some hits, but they've had some extra base hits. A couple of home runs, but triple also and 3 doubles. Throw back to first, and not quite in time. And then it hasn't been all fun and game for Sturm. He struck out the second time he was up, so that's baseball for you, though. Breaking ball in the dirt there as Peterson has to dig it out.
I bet if you asked him this morning how'd you feel about being 1 for 2 with the home run, he'd probably be okay with that.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And low and away, so Tellier missing. He's got a breaking ball with some pretty good bite to it, but he hasn't been able to throw it for a strike yet, and Wayzata's done a pretty good job of taking those or maybe discarding them with foul balls. And there's a walk.
Yeah, the plate discipline's good. The good thing about Tellier is he's missing low. The bad part, as you said, he's not getting that pitch over the plate.
We're going to have a runner coming on at first for Wayzata. Grady Haig will run a courtesy runner for the catcher, and then a conference on the mound for Hopkins. And Looks like he might have taken the ball already, didn't he? Yes, I think they're going to perhaps be a pitching change here for the Royals.
We got a pitching change and perhaps a position change as somebody's coming in to maybe get a different ball glove, maybe.
Yeah, Joe Schaefer, who had been out in the outfield earlier in the game, is going to come on to the mound. I think they were maybe planning to use him, starting next inning, but things weren't going so well there for Tellier, so he is lifted after not getting it out. He allowed a homer and then a couple of walks. And they're going to go with Schaefer on the mound. We'll take a timeout, come back with more here as Wayzata trying to build on a 9-2 lead in the fifth.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Joe Schaefer on for the second appearance of the season as a pitcher for the Royals. He's pitched 2/3 of an inning, walked one, struck out one, and hasn't allowed a run. And Sam Mose will be the batter. 2 on, nobody out for Wayzata. They already lead at 9-2, and keep in mind we're, in a spot where they got a possibility of trying to end this game early, and I think they definitely are going to try to go for that. Ooh, almost hit Mose. After flying out twice, he doubled last time up. Way up high and in.
If you're keeping track, Tellier left the mound, went back to first base. I'm trying to figure out who the right fielder is now for the Royals here.
I think it might be Mound. That one is in the dirt. So kind of a tough spot to come in here if you're Schaefer, but that's all part of it. 3-0 count. That one is over for a strike. Mose was taking all the way. And there's ball 4. 3 consecutive walks from a couple of different pitchers. Load the bases.
First baseman, number 4, Nate Nagash.
Nate Nagash will be the batter here for Wayzata. He hit the ball hard last time, but he lined out to second. The Royals tried to double a runner off second, but threw it away in doing so. But hard hit out for Nagash. That one is a strike. Ooh, nice breaking ball there. Kind of froze him. 0-2.
Yeah, big spinner he's got coming off his hand.
That one way outside. Peterson a block.
Well, the Trojans are occupying every base, and with a 9-2 lead, we could break open the game right here with a base hit.
Left that one way up high, 2-2. fouls that one back. I think the Hopkins fielders too, you know, you see 3 straight walks, they're kind of milling around, looking at the ground. They're wanting to see some action too. Pounded, fouled on the third baseline.
Well, they're not playing it like it's the end of a game. They're pretty big infield. The third baseman's about even with the bag. The outfield seems to be regular depth, about straight away for everybody. So they're playing straight up defense here.
That was outside, 3-2. So nowhere to put him. A walk would force in a run. And that is up high for a ball, and Nagash with a good at bat there as he will draw a walk to force in a run. 4th consecutive walk given up by the Royals.
Now batting for the Trojans, the third baseman.
Make it 10-2. And Matthew Berkland will be the hitter.
And it looks like they're going to make another change here. Or is it at least replacing a defender? Looks like Colin Frotterman headed out to the outfield for Swatsky and putting Mound over in center that had started in left. So Mound's taking all the outfield positions now tonight.
And that's to allow somebody to warm up, it looks like, as a pitcher. Sawatsky. Berkland will step in. Bases still loaded, still nobody out. The score now 10-2. And of course they need a couple to try and end this game. Berkland would love to do. I love though that Nagash, yeah, you'd love to be the hero and, you know, deliver a hit that brings in a couple, but he had the good enough plate discipline to take that walk, and he fouled off some tough pitches along the way, and that's you love to see those kind of at bats from guys who aren't trying to do too much. And this one is skied out to center field. Let's see if it'll stay in the park. It will. But it will score a run on the tag up sacrifice fly, make it 11-2. Boy, anywhere else in the field, that one probably would have been gone for a grand slam. Instead, it turns into a long sacrifice fly.
And Mound had moved over from right to center field after just being placing Swatsky, but he was, you're right, about dead center field. It was using all the ballpark out there.
The other runners moved up as well. That ball was so deep, so this gives them a great chance to win it now. Deselich is the hitter. 1 out. And taken for a ball. The infield does come in now for Hopkins, and you pretty much have to. I mean,
at this point.
A run is enough to 10-run them. Car backfiring up there, I think, has got everybody's attention. Berkland, you have to know off the bat, he was thinking, man, this might be a grand slam, and what a way to end the game. But instead, it became a long sacrifice fly. Way up high there. Well, I can promise you Schaefer doesn't want to walk in the winning run. I mean, if Deselich hits it, more power to him, but you don't want to let him have a free one. And he swung at a pitch that might have been out of the zone there. So 2-1. And this one hit deep to right field, and catch made, but it should be deep enough to score the winning run, and it will be. Back-to-back sacrifice flies for Wayzata get the job done as they finish off a 12-2 win in 5 innings here. So did a lot of things well. I mean, obviously the home runs and the extra base hits, but also just doing things like that, doing enough to get those runs in at the end, where kind of shows where Wayzata's at right now.
Yeah, the last 4 or 5 games, their bats have been alive, and we've been talking about the little things that all the Trojans have been able to do to keep them on the winning ways. And what we thought might be a pretty good matchup here against 2 pitchers. Filer is the man on the mound for the Trojans, and the bats for Wayzata were able to take down staff of the Royals.
Hopkins on the road a couple more times this week at Edina and at St. Louis Park. Meanwhile, for Wayzata, they'll be playing at Minneapolis Southwest Thursday and at Eden Prairie on Friday. Well, hope you've enjoyed this one. For Rick Rexroth and all of our crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. Your final in 5 innings is Wayzata 12 and Hopkins 2. So long from Plymouth.